you want a cracker?
I can't eat that.
Oh, yeah. You'll die.
Maybe I want one. Maybe I want one now.
All right, the Rocketeer.
Blaine is the live audience. You gotta like boo or something. He booed you.
The Rocketeer.
Yay.
We watched The Rocketeer.
It was kind of mid.
It was kind of mid.
It was kind of, yeah, kind of was.
What?
It was fun though, but it was,
I mean, yeah.
it was, especially the middle was mid.
The middle was mid. We'll get to it. Don't rush me.
Okay.
Okay. So it takes place. Sorry, I still got peanut butter all up in my mouth.
Yo, what else is peanut butter underneath the cabinet?
We're not gonna let that die. So Rocketeer. We're in 1938 Los Angeles.
Fantastic.
Okay. So what's going on in 1938?
There's some bad guys that Indiana Jones is fighting.
Okay. Yeah, we can't say their name super early in the YouTube video because YouTube will get really mad. Well, so stay tuned.
Everyone's favorite Austrian painter.
We open on a plane, and it's like two guys like open. The Rocketeer comes up on a black title, and two guys open the black.
Clifford, the big yellow pilot, he was flying the plane. What?
He's not yellow. The plane is yellow.
Well, yeah, but like when he's in the plane, he's like yellow with the plane.
Is he wearing? He's wearing like a yellow suit, isn't he? No, he's wearing his leather.
Don't remember.
His leather. He's wearing
his costume.
He's wearing the leather.
He's wearing He's wearing what he does as the Rocket Man.
Oh my gosh.
What?
There's put that thing on there.
Yeah, they gotta bolt it back down.
Oh
they didn't have hinges.
I don't know.
They had propellers and things that went in the sky, but no hinges. They're getting in their plane. They're getting this plane ready. Cliff is a pilot, and his old buddy Peavy, who I guess used to be a pilot, they're fixing up this old plane, the GB. It's a big yellow plane, a monoplane, and they're getting it ready for a stunt competition, I believe it is.
So in real life, apparently that plane was also like really bad. They could like not fly it as much.
Because Peavy keeps telling him, he's like, you've never flown something like this. If you sneeze, you're gonna go upside down.
That was like a real thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So Cliff sticks a piece of gum on the tail for good luck. That's his good luck charm. And we're introduced to that. That will be a recurring motif throughout the movie. He takes off and he's flying about, he's doing his business, and we cut to some gangsters that are running away from the FBI.
Which one is it? You can't tell. They look the same.
Everybody's wearing a suit, and the FBI also has Tommy guns, which I thought was an odd choice. But maybe that's historically accurate and I'm a dummy.
Or it just looked cool.
It's probably that one. It's probably that one. But the gangsters are running away, and they've got a suitcase that says authorized personnel only on it. So they've got it. They're running away from the FBI. They end up at the airstrip that Cliff and Peavy work at.
Like you do.
Like you do.
You just get away into the woods.
Yeah, they just end up there conveniently.
They don't go back to their hideout. They just go into the woods.
Yep. And their car explodes.
Yeah.
But not before the one surviving gangster can hide the gadget in another old plane in a hangar.
Wow.
Yeah, he just puts it there and he's like, that'll be safe.
I'm being overly negative. It's fun. Just when you analyze it.
It's really weird.
It's really stupid.
He puts it in the old plane, and then the FBI find him, and they're like, where is it? And he tells them, it's blown to hell. Why don't you go look for it?
He's like, well, as the FBI, who will not investigate this, I believe this mobster.
Yes. So instead, they find a burnt vacuum cleaner that was in the car that exploded, and they went, yeah, that's it. That's what we're looking for. We forgot about how when Cliff is flying over,
he hits them with the
gangsters just start shooting at the plane. What is he doing?
That's pretty epic.
A plane. Shoot it.
They just painted that plane.
I didn't think we got there yet.
No, because we mentioned their car exploded. How are they shooting him while driving if their car exploded and one of them died?
Just say
already?
the reason their car exploded was because
the FBI shot him.
Our main guy, Cliff.
But they also just shot Cliff down for no reason. So he then has to crash his plane, and the plane explodes, and he barely gets out.
If only we had hinges.
Clifford, our big yellow pilot.
Yes.
That's gonna be his
But he
name.
saves a picture of Jenny, his girlfriend, played by Jennifer Connelly. And
Yeah.
that is kind of an important thing because that becomes like...
It's kind of a dumb thing he does, actually.
Yeah, because there's only that one picture that exists of her,
'Cause-
apparently.
Because I thought he was at like war or something, and I was like, oh, okay. So like, he wouldn't want that. But then he just like sees her like 10 minutes later. I'm like, that was kind of stupid.
Well, but then also at the diner, they've got a picture up of her, and it says like, for a good time called Jenny or something.
Jenny.
You remember that?
Yes.
That's Act 2. We'll get to it, but that's Act 2.
My favorite.
So anyway, the FBI arrests the gangsters, and they
They
take
do.
the vacuum cleaner back to the inventor of the jetpack, who is Howard Hughes.
Is this like their Howard Stark?
Cooperate at my discretion.
I think
Two
so.
of my best
He's got the
pilots were
Howard
killed
Stark
during the test
mustache.
phase.
He does.
And immediately he's like, "This is a vacuum cleaner that you've brought me. This is
like,
this
"What?"
is not good." Yeah, and then he refuses to rebuild it because he's like, "This has already proved to be too dangerous of an invention because everybody just wants to make a weapon. I just wanted people to fly around."
It's just a jetpack.
I know.
How do you kill somebody with the jetpack? How is it like
you
too
fly around
dangerous
with
of a weapon?
with a gun?
I was gonna shoot a guy, but now I could shoot a guy from really up high.
He's just mad that people wanted to steal his thing.
Then
So now he's just like, if I can't have it, nobody can.
don't make the jetpack.
Which is what he's now decided to not do it again. Back to Cliff and Peavy.
It just sounds like pervy. It does. I've been thinking it the whole time. Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Peavy is a bad name. Don't name your characters Peavy.
Especially like when he's an old man. You know?
So Bigelow. Do you remember who Bigelow is? I didn't know who this was until I was looking up the character names.
Well, it's not the big guy,
no.
because that's Lothar.
Yes.
We'll get to him.
It's the owner of the airfield, who, after the stuff
that the
explodes on
clown?
the airfield... No. After the stuff explodes on the airfield, he's the guy telling Cliff and Peavy, "Hey, you owe me all the money for this."
Oh yeah.
And they're like,
the
"What
heck?"
about an insurance claim?" And he's just like, "I'm out of pocket here."
He's like, can't the government pay for this? Since the government just blew up my airstrip, and they're like,
No.
A business is business. I'm out of pocket here.
He does not accept Republic credits.
They immediately find the jetpack. And they're like, "What is this thing?" And immediately he just goes, "Hey, a button!" And presses a button and the jetpack takes off in their
that seems
hangar.
pretty cool though.
That scene is really cool. That might be my favorite scene where they discover the jetpack.
It's just like flying around and like smashing the walls.
Yeah.
And, like,
And then eventually it gets stuck, and they hit the button again, turn it off, and they kind of pick it up, and they're like, "What is this? It's still cold on the outside." Peavy immediately recognizes that it runs on alcohol.
because he's
and
a pervy alcoholic.
Runs on alcohol.
Okay, buddy, how do you know that?
What's the damn
He's
thing
an alcoholic.
That's the Enos house. From Blade Runner and House on Haunted Hill.
While they're figuring that out, we cut to inside of the Enos house, a famous landmark in, I think it's LA, but it's a house in
They
Blade
use it
Runner.
for other movies.
Yeah, other movies. Very famous house. It's got those blocks. I'll throw up a picture of it. But that's where Neville Sinclair lives, and it's revealed that Neville Sinclair,
Whoa.
who is a famous actor,
I'm looking at the house. It's still up there.
Neville Sinclair, a famous actor, is the one that is hiring the mob to get the jetpack. We don't know why yet.
Now, main mob guy,
Eddie Valentine,
yes, who's in Goodfellas,
who's in Goodfellas.
was originally supposed to be played by Joe Pesci. I read that online. I thought it was cool. But Joe Pesci was like, nah.
I can't see him in this movie at all. If he was in this movie, I don't think it would have fit.
No.
This guy fits much better.
He probably like looked at it and he just did like the, what is this piece of...
So Lothar.
Yes.
This is where we're introduced to Lothar.
The real life Roblox character.
Yes. Yes. So we get a shot of, this is Neville Sinclair's enforcer, because after the mob has failed, he's going to send his 10-foot tall goon.
Just dude who's just trying to impersonate Lou Ferrigno's Hulk.
Why does he have like a...
Oh my gosh.
He's got like a monster face.
He's like the Crimson Chin.
Yeah. Ah! He is a monster. Oh my gosh.
Look at the shadow in the light of his chin.
Now we cut back and we're introduced to Cliff and Jenny's relationship.
Boo.
And
That's
boo what? Their relationship?
Yeah, boo.
Why?
It sucks.
Why?
Because he's mean. Cliff's a mean guy.
The director said that he liked my reading the best.
Oh, you mean you have lines this time?
Just
Damn.
Ooh, dude. What the fuck?
He got dressed up like a preppy guy. Now he's acting like a preppy guy.
Yeah, because he just off the bat lies to Jenny about, yeah, the plane testing went great. And they're at this local diner and somebody else they walk
That
in.
stuff doesn't even bother me, though.
And one of Cliff's friends goes, hey, heard that plane test went real bad. You're lucky you survived.
He's like,
And-
shut up.
Yeah, and right from there, Jenny is pissed and not having it. And they were talking about going to a movie, and I don't think they do because they're like different movie stars. Jenny wants to see a Neville Sinclair movie. Cliff is not about Neville Sinclair.
He's like, I'd rather watch like a Star Wars because that's my thing. Oh, wait, Star Wars isn't out yet.
No.
But he would like something like
He wanted to
He's
see,
like,
I think he wanted to see a James Cagney
He's like, I
movie.
want to watch original King Kong. Is that
yeah,
out?
no, that's out. That's out. So they're at the Bulldog Cafe, a cafe
Which
that
looks
is
stupid.
actually shaped like a bulldog, and it looks absolutely ridiculous. Here's a picture. Looks absolutely ridiculous.
Here's it again. He has to put it in twice.
Thanks.
I have a fact on that, actually. I'm going to pull up my phone.
Okay, pull up your fact.
It's called the Real Dog Cafe.
The Bulldog Cafe.
It says the Real Dog Cafe. And in
My notes are
parentheses,
wrong.
the cafe is shaped like a bulldog. If you couldn't tell. If you couldn't tell. It was built in 1928, and it was destroyed by the weather.
Wait, hang on. No, you're reading a piece about the real one.
Yes.
It's not called the Real Bulldog.
Dude, it's it.
Why don't you just take a big old bite
No.
of these right now for me?
I deserve the ground one,
Cracker,
if anything.
cracker. Yeah.
I want,
Dig it out
I
from
want
under
ground
there.
cracker. Ugh, dust.
So the next morning, Cliff discovers PV has made a helmet
Yes.
for the jetpack. And it's a super Art Deco helmet. Here's a picture.
He looks like Ant-Man.
What?
He kind of looks like Ant-Man.
I don't think he looks like Ant-Man at
Here's
all.
a picture again.
Here's a picture again. It's an Art Deco helmet, and he put a massive rudder on it, which serves a purpose. It serves a purpose, aerodynamic purpose. It's really funny. In our commentary that we recorded for this, the first thing Jack said was, this helmet isn't aerodynamic at all.
That helmet is not aerodynamic at all.
So after breakfast with Peavy, Cliff goes to see Jenny at work, and she's an actress. And he just waltzes right onto an active movie set. He just walks right in while they're rolling.
Cliff, the pilot, can do
I have
whatever
a
he
massive problem with this.
wants. I don't.
This is
He's the Rocketeer. He can do whatever he wants.
he's not the Rocketeer yet.
He will be.
So he's walking around. They're doing a couple takes. The actress acting opposite Neville Sinclair. It's a Neville Sinclair movie. Is terrible.
Yeah, he sucks.
It's a sheep.
The lady sucks. Yeah,
He
kinda
sucks too.
Yeah,
He absolutely. Oh, he sucks. We'll get to him. He sucks.
I just meant his acting sucks too, kind of. Well, he's kind of supposed to be bad though, you know.
Yeah, he's just playing.
Like the acting of the acting.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, he's playing macho swashbuckler.
He's playing
man.
He's playing the guy from Monty Python. Or not Monty Python. Princess Bride.
Oh,
Or he
Inigo
just
Montoya.
is. Or he just is that.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's one of those Errol Flynn. It's an Errol Flynn movie.
Because
is
even
what
when he's
they're
not,
making.
he's just like, oh, here's my sword. Where's my dad?
So yeah, so Cliff just knocks down one of their set walls and
Yep.
almost kills Neville Sinclair, one of the
And he
biggest
barely
movie
touched
stars.
that.
He barely touches it. Well, he shouldn't have been on the set. The set should have been closed.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
That ain't good.
No!
Mid. Wait.
There would be so many insurance claims.
Well, it also just falls down super quick. Like he just
Yes.
barely touches it. It just
Yeah.
it like kills
Doesn't a guy get stabbed?
yeah.
Yeah, some guy dies.
So they have real
One of the
swords.
actors- yeah, they've got prop swords.
He's like, sorry, did I hit you with this real sword as we were fighting with real swords?
Did you think I was
stealing the scene.
But then Cliff decides to be really dumb and just start openly talking about the jetpack with Jenny right there, and Neville Sinclair hears it.
Well, they went
hears
around
it,
a corner.
of the thin prop walls that just got knocked, that we've established
Yeah.
are very thin and can be knocked over by blowing on them.
You respect their privacy.
Very private. Yeah, so Neville Sinclair
I'm a
overhears
gentleman.
him and he's like, oh, I'll rehire Jenny and I'll take her to the South Seas Club? Something like that. It's a really fancy restaurant.
It's where Indiana Jones goes in the second movie.
In Temple, it's the opening of Temple of Doom. Just picture that.
No one gets poisoned, though.
No one gets poisoned. Well, we've skipped ahead. We kind of forgot about the stunt show where they do the clown thing.
Yeah, that's dumb. Okay.
We can very briefly just breeze over that.
I want to talk about this for a second.
Okay.
So
Go off, Queen.
Clifford the Big Yellow Pilot is supposed to dress up as a clown.
Okay.
Right, and fly the plane as a clown.
Yes.
One.
But he's too busy on the movie set.
Yes.
knocking over
I
walls.
100% agree with it. One, that's stupid.
Okay.
Two, the other guy does it.
Yeah, the old man who hasn't flown a plane in 30
Because-
years. Which also, we had to do some math because we were like, wait, this is
Are
1939.
airplanes even invented? Yes.
Yeah, when was this guy flying a Wright Brothers, like, is he like pedaling a plane? Like, what is this guy used to flying?
That'd be like moving from like a classic, automobile car you'd see like in this movie and driving like a Tesla.
Well, it's
You
like,
just don't.
I can ride a bike. I can definitely
Not
just
ride a
hop on a
motorcycle.
Harley Davidson and knock that out. No.
No, but okay. I'm going back to my original statement. Clifford shows up. He's like, there's my big yellow plane. He's flying it. He's like, why would you send him up there? I'm 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Clifford was supposed to be clown. So the other guy, in
Peavy.
2 minutes, or he prepared, he knew Clifford wasn't going to be here.
Oh no, it's Malcolm. It's the Malcolm guy because he felt bad for ratting out Cliff in front of Jenny. It's the guy from the diner.
So he either, in 2 minutes, put on all that clown makeup,
Yeah, it's full clown getup.
which is tethered to him, because that wouldn't fit Clifford, like the pants and stuff. So he just
Yes.
has a clown suit.
Yes.
And he's not supposed to be doing this.
No.
So, and he could have done that in 2 minutes because he's got like makeup and everything on.
Yeah.
So he prepared. So if Clifford showed up and he's like, put the clown stuff on me, his buddy would be also there dressed as a clown.
This is my time.
But it wouldn't have been. He's like a backup quarterback.
There's no way he would have gotten that plane off the ground either. Absolutely no way.
Clifford?
No, the Malcolm,
Oh, yeah.
the clown.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He
Yeah.
does.
No.
He didn't get it on the ground.
Yeah. So Cliff goes back. Malcolm's flying the plane, and all of a sudden Malcolm's having some plane troubles. So Clifford's like, why am I calling him Clifford? Because you're calling him Clifford. His name's just Cliff.
Clifford the Big Yellow Pilot.
Clifford the Big Yellow Pilot decides to suit up and become the Rocketeer for the first time and fly around and just puncture the bottom of the plane.
Look, I'm not going to lie. We were rewatching a bit of this before we started filming this.
Yes.
The physics of some of his turns, wild.
Yes. The G-forces that his body would be
it's
exposed
just like
to.
a button and you just go. And he's just like, I lean a bit. But he does some he does some turns
Yeah.
eventually and it's kind of just like, how do you do that?
Well, the rudder on his helmet, that's for steering.
Is it?
Yes, they say that's for steering. That's because Howard Hughes compliments Peavy later. He's
Does he
like,
turn his head a lot though? It seems like he's just kind of like a pencil.
Okay, so that's my problem, is at the end of the movie, spoilers, they're like, oh, Howard Hughes tells Peavy, he's like, that's a great idea for steering. I totally didn't think of that. But he's not, you're right, he's not, I don't know, maybe
He's
it's
not
supposed to be
like
more
he's not
subtle.
like he's not like left turn.
Yeah, it's, maybe
Snap
it's
his
just too
neck.
subtle. I don't know.
Maybe we just don't understand the Rocketeer.
Whoa!
I was wondering what his plan was to actually save this guy, because it's a large dude. And I'm assuming that this jetpack is not calibrated for 2 full-grown human beings.
Nope.
But it's okay, because he just grabs Malcolm and drops him off on the ground.
Nope. He drops him in like a giant balloon thing, like a giant mat.
Oh, okay. My bad.
It's one of those like big. It's like a bouncy house.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah. And then he
Which
kind
I
of
don't
loses
even know
control.
what that is.
I don't know.
It's like a big like pile of dirt bouncy house. Like it's just brown
I cannot picture what you're talking about.
because it's stupid and not important.
That's true. Anyway, Cliff decides,
it's
he's like,
like
I
1
kind of
second.
like this. I'm going to fly around a little more. But then he accidentally crashes into a pond, and Peavy finds him, thus concluding Act 1.
And hold on, we're doing one more thing. So he's like sitting in the water after he crashed. He's like, man, I just crashed. And he's just sitting in the water. And Pervy walks in, and he's just like, he's like, where are you?
Right? He's this distance away. He's like,
That helmet is not aerodynamic at all.
so the FBI goes to talk to Bigelow, the owner of the airstrip. He's been killed by Lothar, but Lothar left. He's got the address. He's got Clifford and Purvy's address in his hand.
Yep.
Why would Lothar leave that in his hand?
Who's gonna take it from Lothar? You gonna mug Lothar?
No, that's what I'm saying. Why would Lothar leave it in Bigelow's hand for the FBI to go up and go, I bet that's where he's heading?
Oh, that's a plot.
Lothar should have taken it with him. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, they might have realized that the middle part of this movie also was kind of boring, so they're like, hey, let's speed this thing up.
So anyway, everybody ends up at Clifford and Purvy's house, and a big shootout ensues. This is when Lothar's just going brr, 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 inside a house that he can't see out of, and all the FBI agents have Tommy guns, and they're just firing willy-nilly at...
Well, you're the government. You have free ammunition. They're not paying for those.
And then Jenny and Neville go on their date
Yep.
at the club.
What does
and
he
Jan
say?
from
What does
The
he
Office
say?
is singing.
Oh, she is. She comes out of a big clam.
She comes out of a clam. You were distracted this entire scene because you were just going, is she going to sing a song about, help, I'm stuck in the clam?
She was. She was just in the clam. How'd she
Are you
get in
looking
it?
at the camera or are you looking at Blaine?
Blaine, our live audience.
Okay.
Is that worse or better?
I don't know, because I've been looking at the camera, so I'm not sure.
I've been doing a mix.
It's a big clam. That was a lady in the clam.
Whoa!
It's a clam lady.
Is she gonna sing a song?
Help him in the clam. This is the clam song.
This is the clam song. I'm stuck in the clam.
They finally let me out.
Oh, it's
Jan from The Office.
yeah.
Look at her.
What does he say? What does the one dude say? The boob thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a really creepy, problematic scene.
Who would have thought
Where-
somebody more creepy than Pervy would be in this movie?
Okay, so the only thing creepy about Purvy is his name and the fact that he may or may not be an alcoholic. This guy goes to this guy. I don't even remember who this character is because he only shows up in this one scene. He's one of Neville Sinclair's friends.
He makes the movie.
And Neville introduces him to Jenny Blake, and he's like, charmed to meet you. And then the camera pans down to Jennifer Connelly's chest, and he says, doubly charmed. Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
That's my dating app opening line.
Don't do that.
Ah, charmed, my dear.
My dear.
Uh-oh.
Charmed.
Ew, gross.
Anyway, then Cliff shows up as a waiter, except he just put the waiter garb on over top of the leather outfit. So the leather's sticking out the bottom of the waiter outfit.
You like how his jacket's
Yeah, I
poking
know.
out?
It looks-
I love that.
And he goes up to Neville and Jenny's table, and he's just like, here's some complimentary soup. And Neville's like, we didn't order any soup. And he's like, I don't care. Here's some soup.
I'm
and also I'm
spilling
going to
it.
spill this all over you. And
So
I'm
much soup was spilled.
Even let him fly.
Ew.
At least I'm beginning to feel a bit better about the competition.
This is the second time this movie somebody spilled some soup. Third time.
Yeah.
Third time we spilled soup.
Says you strap it on your back and
What the?
Idiot.
Yeah, what the?
So much soup was spilled.
In
He
this
puts
movie.
a note inside Jenny's soup
So dumb.
to meet him in the bathroom.
You would think if you were in that situation and your significant other person shows up and they're like, hey, I'm pretending to be a waiter and I kind of look freaked out. You think you would like excuse yourself to go talk to this person.
Yeah.
Like maybe for just 1 second. Like, right? Is that a crazy thing to think about?
Well, I think they didn't want to act like they knew each other, though. You know, it's
Yeah,
not
but-
like,
but you don't-
excuse me, I need to go talk to this weird ass waiter
no,
that we
but
have.
she could have said the same thing. Like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and just like walk away, and then he goes to her.
Well, that's the note that he puts in is say you have to go to the bathroom and come talk
I
to
guess,
me. But then the
right.
note floats up in the soup?
Yeah, and the ink's perfectly fine.
Is that how physics work? Would a note float up?
Maybe it's floatable ink.
You mean floatable paper?
Nope.
We forgot about the part where Cliff and Peavy are now living above the Bulldog Cafe.
God, so stupid.
And this is my least favorite scene in the movie. The mob shows up at the Bulldog Cafe and is like, hey, just give us information. We don't know what we're looking for, but just give it to us. And they find the Jenny Blake picture in the cafe, the same one, the only picture that she's ever taken. And it says, hi, I'm Jenny Blake, and I know some stuff, or something.
Yeah.
So that's when they got to go to Jenny Blake.
And they try to like kill him.
Yeah, they try to just kill the patrons, or the patrons.
That's why I got confused. Because I knew the FBI and the mob looked alike. And I knew that was the FBI going in there. I'm like,
No, that was the mob.
Oh, that was, okay, well, even more confused, I guess.
That was the mob.
Okay.
That's why they're like, he's like, I like, what is he? He starts, he's like, I want some coffee. And he just kicks over the coffee machine.
Yeah, like, he's like, I'm making a statement.
That's how you know it's the mob, is because the FBI
We just shot him.
would have just, yeah.
They just would have shot him
just
with
would've
their
shot him.
unlimited bullets
Yeah.
that they already put in that house.
Yeah. So maybe the mob is better than the FBI.
Leave a comment.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then they do the thing at the restaurant, and then some more stuff happens, and Cliff decides to, hey, I'm just gonna fly around inside the restaurant.
So
Why not?
Another fun fact: that scene was supposed to be a lot longer, and they cut it because of budget.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks for that very fun fact.
I had fun with it. You know what I didn't have fun with?
What?
Watching that. Because like the whole time we're like, at this point in the movie, like we're like getting the late second act, beginning of third act. We're like, when is he gonna like use the jetpack to like do a jetpack thing? Like when is he gonna like fly into a guy or like fly and like kick him or something?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it just doesn't happen.
Yes!
So Neville chloroforms Jenny.
Twice.
Does he do it twice?
I think, doesn't he do it twice?
He does it once and abducts her to he abducts her and brings her to his mansion, and she wakes up and he's like, I swear I had no choice and I'm a good guy. And she's
now
not,
you're-
as she should, she's like, bullshit. No.
This is not what I meant when I had my picture on the wall. It said, call me for a fun time.
Yeah.
I will be doing the chloroforming here, sir.
So she is just immediately, and good, she's just like, I am no longer interested in you whatsoever. Leave me alone. And so he walks out to go do something, and she finds a secret room with a radio.
This is an emergency. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
And she calls on the radio.
And wow, here's
And
where the turn.
here's the big twist. The people on the radio are speaking in German. Mm-hmm. She all of a sudden finds a bunch of Nazi paraphernalia. Turns out Neville Sinclair's a Nazi. No, don't clap.
Well,
Don't clap for that.
It was a good twist. That was what I was clapping.
So then we cut to Cliff, who gets a call from Eddie, who's willing to trade Jenny for the rocket
Wow.
at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Stupid
Which
time.
you had a really big problem with.
It's so dumb.
4 a.m.'s really early.
That's why they did it, so they can kill the girl.
But like, do like midnight? Everybody can still go
No,
to
people
bed?
can still be up at midnight. You gotta do 4 a.m.
What about like 1?
You were very mad that they chose 4 a.m.
Even the characters in the movie said it was dumb. They're like, hey, boss, we're tired. I'm like, yeah, it's 4 a.m. Go to bed. What are you doing?
Which, unfortunately,
Oh, my God.
the FBI finally catches up with Cliff and brings him to Howard Hughes.
Cool the chamber and preheat the fuel at the same time.
I hope this guy just explodes.
And Cliff is like, please, can I use the jetpack one more time to save my girlfriend? And Howard
he
Hughes is like,
says-
well...
Absolutely.
No, he's kind of thinking about it, and then Cliff goes, see you later! And then jumps up on a model plane and kind of swings out the door.
And he just goes, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, even though I just asked for permission.
Yep. But he escapes on the Spruce Goose, the prototype of the Spruce Goose.
The what?
The Spruce Goose, which is a very famous plane that Howard Hughes built.
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was made out of wood or something. I don't know. I just know it because Phineas and Ferb mention it. Phineas and Ferb have a whole episode where they make a plane out of paper. And they're like, we're better than Howard Hughes. And I'm like, You are, Howard. You are Phineas. You're better. And that concludes Act 2, because Act 3 starts when Cliff goes to meet the mobsters. Because he does
At 4 a.m.
go to meet the mobsters at 4 a.m. And that's when they're all complaining about it. And he
then we
meets
get-
them and he goes, "Hey, Eddie, did you know you're working for a Nazi?" And Eddie is like, What?
He's like,
I don't like that. I'm gonna side with the FBI now.
I'm paying you well. Does it matter who I work for?
It matters to me.
Yeah.
Didn't that happen in real life?
Buck, but I'm 100% American.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't work for no two-bit Nazi.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
So then
the
we
cool,
get.
Hold on. Let's not move past this.
Let
that
me.
was
Yeah.
the coolest scene.
I'm
in the
going
movie.
too fast.
He literally went, I may be a mobster, but I'm a freaking American.
It's amazing.
And
America.
then the FBI and the mafia tag team machine gun the Nazis.
That fantastic. That was amazing.
But they were prepared
Iconic.
because a bunch of Nazis appear out of nowhere. Neville was prepared
No,
for
no,
the
they
betrayal.
were in the bush.
They were in the
They were
bushes,
just
and
in
then
the
the
bush.
Hindenburg comes out of nowhere. And so Neville escapes and gets on the Hindenburg with Jenny.
Like Captain America 1.
Yeah. And they make a point to say, hey, that thing's filled with hydrogen. Don't shoot it.
And then
And then they keep shooting. They literally stop and they're like, hang on, be careful.
Watch out for that Zeppelin! It's full of hydrogen! One bad shot, we'll all fry!
But it keeps shooting.
Yep.
Cliff flies up towards the blimp and he flies through the tail of the blimp. So now you can't even steer the blimp.
he's got his helmet. He just stick his head out the
No,
back.
he can steer, but the people can't, in the blimp can't be steered. It's just going straight now.
Maybe that's what he should have done. He should have flew into the back, took out the tail.
That's what he did.
Yeah, right. So they can't steer.
Yeah.
So then in the hole, he sticks his head
What?
with the helmet. And then
To push the blimp, like, to turn it around?
yes, he drives the blimp.
Well, he's
with
got
his-
some bigger problems because Lothar is hanging out on top of the blimp
which is
with a
also
leash on.
Well, I mean, he'd fall off because that would
Right.
be stupid.
He's
Like,
got-
why would you sit on top of the Zeppelin without a security thing? That'd be stupid.
Why would you be on top of the Zeppelin at all?
I mean, I personally, if I was in there, I was like, hey, Lothar, just take a seat outside, brother.
Because it'd be cool to have a fight on top of a Zeppelin. That's
It
why.
was, because this is Joe Johnston, who directed Captain America 1.
Did he do a fight on top of a plane or
Well,
something?
he did the
a
flight-
fight on top of a train?
He did on top of the train, and the third act is them in the plane.
Ooh, true.
And Red Skull's like, I want the Tesseract. Captain America's like, nah, fam, crashing this thing.
That's exactly what happens in this movie.
Yep.
Cliff is fighting Lothar, and he knocks Lothar off the blimp.
Fantastic.
And he swings into the cockpit of the Zeppelin. And this is like the one emotional scene that you get from Neville, like the one genuine emotion, because he's just like, Lothar, my boy,
My
my
giant,
goil, my goils.
my giant ugly man who's been just killing people the whole movie.
So, Cliff finds Neville holding Jenny inside.
He's like, I'm gonna kill her.
And they struggle for a little bit, and he's like, give me the jetpack. And Cliff is like, okay. But he hands it over, and he removes the piece of gum that we totally forgot to mention earlier that Peavy put on, because the jetpack got shot and was leaking fuel.
And it's fueled by... Did we say-
Alcohol.
Yes.
So super flammable. So
Which
he
is
opens that,
so
lets Neville
vague.
take it, and Neville's like, hooray! And just without question, doesn't smell the alcohol, I guess. He's
Honestly-
too excited to get he's finally got his
he's
Christmas
smelling
present.
all the hydrogen on the plane.
That's a good point.
Or the
I've never
Zeppelin.
been on a Zeppelin. Maybe
I've
they
never smelled
smell-
hydrogen. Maybe it doesn't have smells.
I think it smells. Blaine?
Blaine,
Our chemist? Our chemist, our on-staff chemist?
our full audience of chemists.
I have no clue. Do you want me to Google it?
Google
Yes,
it,
please.
yeah.
Google, does hydrogen smell?
And what does it smell like?
Does it smell good?
I don't know. It can't smell good. If it smelled good, they'd be trying to put that shit in Febreze.
No, it could be like gasoline.
Well, gasoline only smells good to certain people.
I think it smells nice.
It is
Me too.
odorless.
Oh.
Well, there goes that theory.
If I can't smell my hydrogen, no one can smell anything. Give me your nose.
What? You're so stuck on Lothar's nose.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Give me his nose too.
All right.
See, like if you're taking everybody's noses, right? Like if you're just like the nose guy and you're just like taking it, like give me your nose.
No.
And you get Lothar's nose, who's got the biggest nose. Wouldn't you like mount that? Like, man, like a deer.
That's my trophy.
It's like, I got the biggest nose.
Anyway, let's get back to the plot. Neville takes off with the jetpack and he's like, wee! And he explodes right into the camera.
Fantastic.
And
Twice.
it keeps going. It keeps going. We were like, oh, that's a fun explosion. And then it literally does one of those like...
He's just on fire.
It's almost like if the movie was shot in 3D where you get those 3D gags that come right at the camera.
Oh my gosh.
That was pretty brutal. Oh, man.
Whoa.
The final like frame of the explosion, he's right in front of the camera going, ah!
They did, well, I threw my phone, so I can't look it up because I'm glued to this chair. But, yeah. But they invented like a shaky cam for this movie, for the Zeppelin stuff. Like it's like the opposite of a steady cam. It's called a shaky cam. I read this like 3 times. It was so stupid. And so the scenes with the Zeppelin, they invented a thing called a shaky cam. I don't know what it does, but apparently when they thought it was fine and then they moved it to like, I don't know, when they put it on like VHS and stuff, it translated horribly. And they just like destroyed every shaky cam.
Wait, hang on. So what?
Disney had a special mechanism built especially for this film called a shaky cam. It was designed to be an exact opposite of the steady cam. That is, to introduce vibrations into the picture. This was used in scenes filmed inside the Zeppelin to give the impression of the power of the engines. When the movie went to video, the effect didn't transfer too well and was therefore sedated.
So I wonder if it's in place on the 20th anniversary Blu-ray.
I want the Steadicam edition. Like we get the Zack Snyder
There's no
Justice
way
League.
this is the first movie to do that. Like think about any scene that takes place inside like a boat, and you've got like and the camera's kind of doing this thing.
I don't know, maybe there's too many smells happening. There wasn't a lot of smells happening in that hydrogen. We're back on the nose. I'm the nose guy.
We're back on the nose.
I want to be the official nose guy.
Sure.
Yes.
You're the official nose guy.
Yes.
So Cliff and Jenny climb on top of the Zeppelin. And Lothar's just back now. I guess he pulled himself up.
It was
from his leash.
He's whatever.
But he's back and he chases them down the blimp as the blimp is exploding.
That was kind of cool.
That was a good shot.
It was a bit stretched.
Cool. Yeah,
it exploded for a bit. And I'm like, I feel like this hydrogen would explode a tad bit faster.
Well, because you're like, oh wow, that's cool.
It's still pretty cool.
It's still cool. We're still going.
It's not as cool anymore.
Okay. All right.
Didn't he? Yeah, then Lothar,
he gets blowed up.
Yeah, so his thing was long enough to like swing him around.
Yep.
And he's just flying around the Zeppelin like an idiot. Mm-hmm. That he is. An ugly idiot. No offense, Lothar.
Oh, I thought you were saying to me.
Oh, no. Yeah, didn't you like this, you ugly idiot? I'm the nose guy. I insult people. That's my thing. This is so dumb.
This is so fucking stupid.
But so like when Lothar's running towards Clifford the Big Red, or not, Clifford the Big Yellow Pilot, and Jenny, and he gets stuck because the thing's too short.
Yeah.
So he shortened it, right? Like it's shortened.
Sure.
Because he's like, oh, I can't run that far. But he was dangling around it earlier. So when he came up, he's like, man, that was really stupid of me to keep it this long. Glad I shortened this. And then the Zeppelin just explodes and it kills him. So,
you are describing something that didn't happen.
What?
None of this was shown.
What?
Him shortening the leash was not shown.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. He probably did that, and that's how he got stuck.
Okay, well, that's your interpretation. How do they get down? Because they don't have the jetpack anymore. The jetpack blowed up.
How did they get down? Didn't it just get
Did they have a parachute? No! Peavy and Howard fly up, and they get him off the blimp.
They do a...
Howard Hughes actually flies a plane with Purvey in the back seat, and they've got a rope ladder like in Batman '89, where they pick up the Joker.
I was gonna say Toy Story 2, but it's a horse.
Yeah, that's not the same thing.
But it's kind of the same thing. Like,
No, my Batman 89 comparison's way better.
It is.
Because it's a rope ladder on a helicopter. I win, you lose. So they pick him up, they get him to safety.
the nose guy.
Yep. And so everything's good. And now the wrap up is that the FBI covered up that Neville's a Nazi. That is fucking bullshit. That they covered that up. That's bullshit.
What do you expect? You think they're gonna be like, hey, the Nazis got control of our jetpack?
I guess so. I just have a bigger problem with that because now Neville Sinclair's going to be remembered as like a hero that he wasn't. And so then
maybe
you've got the problem. Well, then you've got the problem 100 years down the line where we're looking back and going, oh, H.P. Lovecraft was actually a bad dude.
Yeah.
Howard gives Cliff a new plane. He just pulls it up to the Bulldog Cafe in the middle of the street.
Which is dumb.
Just in a city, he's just...
What does that kid say?
He's driving his plane around. What does that kid say?
There's a kid. Watch the commentary.
Watch the commentary. I'll put the clip in here, because I want that in here, because the kid says something real dumb.
Rocketeer to the rescue!
Okay, well, how do you know that?
The plane pulls up, and there's this just kid. It's one of those kids that just looks like there's like a little kid, you just want to like kick him. Everyone knows. Think of the little kid you want to kick. You have one. You have.
Okay, there's one kid that like. Okay, all right.
Everyone knows that little kid you just want to kick because they suck. And he just says something. I'm just like, how you need to get kicked?
What is it? Jenny found Peavy's plans that he drew for the jetpack in Neville's house,
and now
it's just like, here you go. And so now Pervy and Howard are like, hey, let's make some more of these.
Let's make an army of the Rocketeers.
Just like they foreshadowed.
It's very Ant-Man 1.
Yeah.
Because they're like, hey, they get like, oh, here's the Ant-Man suit. It's like, well, imagine if we made like a better Ant-Man suit. And now we got like all these like yellow jackets. And then Hydra, which is also not, she's like, I want that. So is Ant-Man 1 just like the Rocketeer? Thoughts?
So what did you, so mid, or we're sticking with mid for this?
I mean, like, it's fine.
Mid.
It's above
I hate
average.
that word.
Okay.
Mid.
Okay. I think it is above average. As in,
you gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's above average.
But that's like pretty good. Average is a 5 out of 10.
Well,
6 out of 10 is above average. 7 out of 10 is like solid, fun, good time.
So I think I gave this thing a 7 out of 10 because I think as a movie, it's about 5 out of 10. You know?
Yeah.
But then I think a lot of the practical effects they do, and it's pretty fun. It is pretty fun. It's like stupid fun, but it's fun. So that's why I made it up to a 7.
Okay, I gave it a 7 too.
Oh, so we tied.
Yeah.
So we both win.
Woo.
Or both lose.
Yeah.
Depends on what act you're watching.
Yeah.
Act 2 sucks.
Go watch the movie. You can watch it with our commentary. Boy.
Switch the fuel to air ratio.
Oh God, this guy's
favor the
me.
fuel, just a little.
Oh God.
That's me and Blaine.
Fine, I'll go in my corner and talk to myself about nerd shit.
That's me and Blaine.
Didn't he move to Cincinnati?
Oh, Shadow!